Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is your match preview for Chelsea versus Arsenal. This is the game that I do look forward to whenever the fixtures list comes out at the start of the season or before the start of the season. I always look and I go, when are we playing Arsenal? It's always one, you look forward to playing Liverpool, you look forward to playing Man City, Man United, but Arsenal, Chelsea Arsenal, when is that? 20th of April, that's tomorrow. Can't wait for this one. If we're talking realistically here, Chelsea have a big opportunity, not just to nail third in the Premier League and pretty much have that down as a given, because if we do win tomorrow, that will pretty much be finished. But we have a chance to put the final nail in the coffin for Arsenal as of late in the way that they've been playing recently, because it's been a calamity. They lost 1 in 11. And then they went on to lose 3 in a row. and this could be 4. This could be 4. But it's up to Chelsea. It's up to Chelsea because Arsenal, as of the last few years, have not been in the same way that Arsenal used to be. Which is weird because Arsenal of old used to be a better team. But Chelsea always used to beat them. Always used to beat them. All we needed to do was bring Drogba to town and that's it. It's a guaranteed win for Chelsea. I remember looking at this fixture and I would never be scared of it. Even in years where we'd be struggling. Namely 15-16 where we finished 10th. You remember that season? We were meant to be defending champions and we played like Stoke. It was horrible. We found ourselves 16th in the league. Jose got sacked, all of that craziness. But even then, I was looking at Arsenal, Chelsea Arsenal, I go, nah, it's fine, we'll beat them. And we did. We did. And that Arsenal team was not a bad team. Well, compared to the Invincibles and whatnot, of course, yeah, nowhere near. But that team was probably better than this team, As of the last few years, Arsenal have had this ability, and I don't know what, right? But they've had this ability to get a result against us. Whether it be the FA Cup final, whether it be the Community Shield. I remember at Wembley, I was there for that. Somehow we lost. Whether it be in the league, getting back to a draw with Martinelli and the slip, if you remember. Arsenal had this ability to get a result. Yeah, even if it's not a win, but to get a point, to get a result. And that needs to end. That needs to end now. That's it. Nah, no more. Now, at the start of this season, we went to the Emirates and we got a result. Right? So I'd like to think, and that was with Lukaku scoring. Yeah, that was when life was good with Lukaku, if you remember. Now life ain't so good with Lukaku. But Chelsea still remains strong. We find ourselves in an FA Cup final. We find ourselves third, nailed on pretty much if we were to beat Arsenal. We are in a good situation. Especially with Thomas Tuchel and especially with the circumstances we've had in around the club, the ownership, Roman sanctions, this, that and the other. We still find ourselves competing at a good level on the pitch. So, I'd like to think we're going to win this. I'd like to think we should be beating Arsenal. Now, I don't think it's going to be a pasting. I don't think we're going to rock up and beat them 5-0. I'd love that. Believe me. I would love that. And I think many of us would, right? Because there's only so much you can do before everyone just has to admit that now Chelsea are the biggest club in London, okay? And that's just the truth. Yes, I can hear some gooners now starting to throw bottles at the screen and lettuce at the screen and all sorts. I recommend celery, yeah, inside Chelsea joke. But look, it's the truth, okay? And I don't think anyone can deny it now. Realistically, Chelsea are the biggest club in London now, okay? It used to be Arsenal. We've taken that reign. Now, tomorrow, it's a chance for Chelsea to nail that on even more. Arsenal are coming in with a few issues. As I've already said, 3 losses on the bounce. And in terms of players that are not available for them, Kieran Tierney is out. Partey is out. They are sidelined with knee and thigh issues. Tomiyasu is going to be assessed and it doesn't look like he's going to be available. But on top of that, Lacazette, who tested positive as of late and won't be available. He wasn't available for Southampton. He ain't available now. Now, whether that is actually what's happened, because we've also heard Lacazette start talking behind the scenes about how he's looking to play for a Champions League club. And Arteta has come out publicly and spoken about that, saying that he's got a contract and he should just focus on Arsenal. It just isn't a nice place right now at Arsenal Football Club, which is more the reason why Chelsea should be winning tomorrow. You know, it's not like where Arsenal come in form. They're not coming in form. They're not coming with a top manager as far as I'm concerned. They're not coming with their main men. I mean, bloody hell. What more do Chelsea need to get a result tomorrow? For Chelsea, Kovacic will be absent because of the injury he picked up against Palace in the Cup semi-final. Hudson-Odoi is still out because of an Achilles issue. Apparently, he still has a back issue. I mean, he is Mr. A&E right now. And Ben Chilwell is obviously out for the long term. Now, this game is important for both teams. I'll explain why. Let's take a look at the Premier League table. The Premier League table right now shows Chelsea in third. 30 games, so 2 games in hand. Meanwhile, Arsenal in 6th with 31 games, so 1 game in hand. Chelsea currently 5 points ahead of Spurs with 2 games in hand. If they were to win tomorrow and then win that additional game in hand, they would go into an 11-point gap over Tottenham, and it'd be over. At that point, Chelsea will be finishing third in the Premier League table. Game, set and match, Bob's your uncle. For Arsenal, if they don't win tomorrow, they will sit in 6th and they will remain there. 3 points behind Spurs, having played the same amount of games as both Spurs and Manchester United. Now, why this is an important point to make? Because you'd look at that and go, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. They're only 3 points behind Tottenham. It's still all to play for. Yeah, it's all still to play for. But look at Arsenal's fixtures list. Check this out. They've got to play us. Then they've got to play Man United on Saturday. Then they've got to play West Ham the following weekend. Then they have to play Leeds, which is a fixture that you'd think Arsenal would be able to get a result in. Then they got to go to Tottenham. And then they got to go to Newcastle, and they finish the season against Everton. That's not easy whatsoever. If you're looking at the fact that they have to play us, you'd expect Chelsea to win. They've got to play United. United are competing for the same thing as them. Top 4. That's going to be tough. That's a tough game. That's a final. Whoever wins that gets advantage, and it's like in tennis where you have advantage. If you get one more, you've won the match, right? Or you've won the set. But if you've got a match point, you've got a match point. For those who know tennis, you know. Then after that, they got to go to West Ham. Now, West Ham are in for a shout, but they have to keep winning. West Ham away will not be an easy game. You look at their fixture list compared to Man United and compared to Tottenham, it's nowhere near as bad as Arsenal. It's just nowhere near as bad. So, that is why it's very, very important. When you're looking in terms of the Premier League table, Arsenal have to win tomorrow. They have to win. That way they go a level on points with Tottenham, and then they have themselves a little bit of a leeway against Man United, and then it's all to play for. But if they do not win tomorrow, they are in a sticky situation. 4 losses on the bounce. It'd be the first time since 1995 that's happened to Arsenal, so that tells you exactly how bad that would be. But this is what I'm saying all this for a reason. Because from Chelsea's perspective, we now know on the basis of that they're going to be coming to the bridge for a win. And they won't just be trying to sit back and just contain and, try and reserve themselves and wait for the counter-attack, which is what they normally do under Arteta when they come to the bridge or we play against them. They seem to be a little bit more reserved because they know we're going to have control of the ball. They have to come at us tomorrow. They ain't got a choice. Unless if they think tactically by sitting back and waiting for a counter-attack is going to get them that result. It's a risk. And right now, I don't think Arteta is that much of a ballsy risk taker. I think he's going to set them up in a way where they have to come and play. They have to get a result. They're in a sticky situation. Do you want Champions League football? Well, you have to beat us. And right now, Chelsea at home, I'd like to even though at home we haven't been fantastic, but with the form that we've been in, with the confidence we've managed to build up, with the players we have available, yes, Kovacic isn't available. We're going to come to the starting 11 very shortly. I would still think there's so much quality there for us to, I don't want to say decimate Arsenal, but pull them apart. We should be able to pull them apart. When I look at the Arsenal team that played against Southampton, Ramsdale in goal, Tavares left back, Suarez right back, Ben White, Gabriel centre backs. I mean, Gabriel decent, Ben White not so decent. Lokonga as their main central midfielder, single man midfield. Xhaka alongside him, Odegaard on one side. Now, Odegaard is someone I look at and I think, okay, he's half decent. Xhaka can play against him. Lokonga definitely can play against him. The front three, Saka, Nketiah, Martinelli, and Smith Rowe, if he were to get involved. I'm surprised Smith Rowe didn't play that game against Southampton. He came on. But That's a very beatable team. When you look at Chelsea, I'm sorry, that Arsenal team is a very beatable team. But we can't be complacent because this very beatable Arsenal team have come to the bridge and played against us in recent years and done a madness on us. And I don't get why. So that can't happen tomorrow. Let's get into the starting 11 and what I think Thomas Tuchel is going to do. So let's get into it. So, starting off in goal, definitely not Kepa. It will be Edouard Mendy. I don't mean that as a dig at Kepa. I'm just saying Kepa will probably not play for the rest of the season, unless if we get third nailed on and then we can start, rotating a little bit. That would be nice. But we need to win against Arsenal tomorrow. If we do that, third is pretty much finished. So let's get a win tomorrow, Chelsea, just so we can have some flexibility going into the cup final. So that is Chelsea's motivation. Just to let you know, I told you Arsenal's motivation. That would be Chelsea's motivation. The back three. I think it'll be a back three just to nullify any sort of attacking threat that they may possess, because Arsenal sometimes do have moments and we can't allow them to have those moments because there is quality to take advantage of those moments. They don't do it often, but they do it sometimes. So you can't run any risk. I would go with these three. Rudiger. Silva comes back into the starting 11 for me. Christensen, who had a decent game against Palace, he plays. Right wing back in his right wing back position, without question, Mr. Reece James, and he'll be someone that will cause havoc for Arsenal on their left-hand side because Tierney is not available. Reece James should be able to absolutely annihilate Xhaka if he were to drift over to the left and somehow convert into a left-back, which is what we saw against Southampton, which was weird. And Tavares. Reece James should have Tavares in his pocket. You'd think. So, Reece James, right wing back. I have to go Alonso, left wing back, without question. And hopefully he has a good game. If he plays like he's been playing as of late, he'd be fine. In midfield, I think with Kovacic out, it's going to be Jorginho and N'Golo Kante, without question. It will be those two. And I'm hoping that they have a very good game tomorrow. Also, just to bear in mind, Kante will not be fasting at the time of... No, he will be. He will be. He'd have to break fast during the game. Just to let you know. So, kickoff 7:45, not 8 o'clock. Breaking fast is about 7 minutes past 8, I think. So, halfway through the first half, he'd need to go and have maybe a date and some water. And then at halftime, he can have a little bit more. And then come out in the second half, all guns blazing. So if there's any advantage that Arsenal want to try and take in midfield, it's in the first half. Because the second half, it's a wrap. And the front three, I'd stick with the front three that we've been using. I think it's worked fantastic, which is Mason Mount in behind Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. Now, Thomas Tuchel spoke about Lukaku in the press conference and said that there's a possibility he might even start. Now, why? I can only think because in the first game at the Emirates at the start of the season, Lukaku made a statement against Arsenal and actually played really well in that game, which is a rare thing for us to say now. We ain't seen Lukaku play well in some time. But based on that and the fact that, Ben White... Lukaku will be able to handle Ben White in terms of size. I still think personally it will be wise to go with what's been working for us as of late. But Tuchel did mention that, there's a chance that Lukaku might start. And even if it's not for the whole game, for the first 60 minutes, and then after that he comes off, it's a possibility. I'd like to think that he's only saying that to maybe get the focus off of these guys. And maybe, yes, Lukaku will come on. But I don't see Lukaku starting. I'd be surprised if Lukaku starts. I really would. I expect him to come on in the second half. I don't expect him to start. This has been working really well, and it's too good to change. So I would go with this. I think Tuchel will go with this. And that would be my starting 11. And for going to a score prediction, I'm going to be humble here. In the same way that I didn't expect us to decimate Crystal Palace, and I did say 2-0, is the same way I'm expecting us not to decimate Arsenal, and I'm saying 2-0. So I'm going Chelsea 2, Arsenal 0. I think it will be a case of being able to get a goal early in the first half, and then coasting through, taking it easy, nullifying Arsenal, getting that second goal, finishing it off, game, set, and match. Thank you very much. Good night. And see you later, Arsenal. Off back to North London you go, in turmoil. Now, that's not to say that Arsenal can't come to the bridge and do something. They can, and I'm very cautious of that. And it would be very Arsenal for them to get a result. And it'd be very Chelsea to be Charity FC and just give Arsenal a result. Let's hope that doesn't happen tomorrow. Let's hope it doesn't happen tomorrow. Let's hope it doesn't happen tomorrow. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm expecting the boys to go out in full focus, full concentration, no lag. Not like the first half of Crystal Palace, none of that. Right? We go to the bridge tomorrow. We, from minute one, have intensity. We control the game. We create chances. We get everyone who's on form involved in the game, and we hopefully get an early goal and set the tone for the rest of the game. That should be lovely. Fingers crossed that happens. And as a result, I'm afraid, yes, that would probably be the final nail in the coffin for Arsenal season. So we'll see what happens. But I will be here for the watch long tomorrow, so make sure you guys are here for that one. Much appreciated. If you are new and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. So watch long tomorrow. After that, I will give you my match review as well, so make sure you're here for both. If you've enjoyed this preview, hit that like button, and I will see all of you tomorrow, where hopefully Charity FC don't come out in full force, Arsenal don't come with a surprise, and it just, goes to plan, and Chelsea get a nice result. Fingers crossed. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care, and peace.